girl and your friend's bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag goo. You a bad girl and your friend's bad too.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be doing the first time tag. It's basically a tag, and just about like any first time and like different occasions or different things that happen in your life, but the first time. So this should be really fun and exciting, so you guys could get to know me and you guys could get to know my first times. My first boyfriend, like real boyfriend or like pretend boyfriend? My first real boyfriend, I don't know who my first real boyfriend was. I think my first real boyfriend was probably in high school. That was before my boo, so there you go. I think that was my first real boyfriend. It's because I feel like most of my boyfriends don't really count, since I wasn't really like 100% into it. And I wasn't allowed to date, so how could I be into it? First crush was, oh my god, I used to love him. My first crush was in, I believe it was in 4th grade. It was in 4th grade, and I was like new to the school, and then I was going, me and my cousin Melly were going to the same school. So then it was like the funnest time of my life. And then yeah, I want to say his name because that was my boo, you know. And I remember everybody knew like that was my boo. Well, not like he knew he was my boo, you know. Not like everybody in my house like knew who he was. And I remember one time he gave me a teardrop necklace with teardrop earrings, and I remember I was like, oh my god, this is so cute, but I was so embarrassed because it was just so embarrassing to know like that he gave me something, and then obviously I didn't want to wear it around school because I didn't want him to think I was wearing the stuff he gave me. So I remember que para todos los parties siempre me llevaba mi teardrop necklace with my teardrop earrings, and he used to know my favorite color was pink, so obviously the necklace and the matching earrings had to be pink. So yeah. Oh, and I remember one time he was so cute. He colored me a picture from like a coloring book, and you know like those coloring books that enfrente es one picture and then the back is another one. So he colored the first one, and I remember there were like 2 little swans or ducks or doves like in a heart like this, in a heart. And then he like colored it for me, and then in the back he wrote like not this one. So I don't know, I used to think that was like the funniest thing ever, because he was like, no, not this one, like this one with the heart. It sounds so dumb, but it used to be so cute, and I used to love him. Oh, probably in 1st grade with who, I just used to kiss everybody. I'm just kidding, I didn't. I don't know. I think it was in 1st grade. I first started wearing makeup. I feel like I started wearing makeup really young. Like I probably started wearing makeup like in the 6th grade. Because I don't know, I feel like having older sisters, my sisters always wore makeup, and I always wanted to wear makeup too, even though I was like perfection and I didn't need it. But I don't know, I just felt like they were doing it, so I wanted to do it too. And I remember one time my older sister, she went to Mexico, and me and my other sister, we didn't go, and I remember she was like, oh, she got a haircut, and we didn't even want a haircut. We just wanted to cut her hair because she had gotten a haircut. So it's just like a sister thing. Like if your sister's doing it, you want to do it too. Unless she's doing like crazy ratchet activities, then you may not want to do it. But you know, just like other stuff you may want to do. But like my first job, well, I remember when I was like 9, I used to sell candies. So I don't know if that's considered a job, but that was a job because I was selling stuff and getting money out of it. So yeah, I used to sell candies. I used to sell choco bananas in my little bike. I used to go around like, oh, I was so annoying. I used to knock on everybody's door like in my neighborhood and ask them if they wanted choco bananas or candies. I just used to sell everything. So I mean, that was my first job. Who was your BFF and do we still talk? My first BFF had to be in elementary school. I remember she was so cool. She was so cute. And no, we don't talk. I tried like looking for her like on Facebook and stuff because I honestly like to look at people from like that I went to school with or people from like the past that I no longer talk to just to kind of see what they're up to. Like I'm nosy. I want to know what you're doing with your life, you know? So, no, I've been trying to like hunt her down. I don't know if she doesn't have a Facebook, Instagram, or anything. I even Googled her. I could not find her. So yeah, we don't talk because I haven't been able to track her down, even though I think my abilities of tracking someone down, they're pretty good. So I think she just may not have any social media, or else I would have tracked her down, you know? I never really got to like sleep over like girls' houses, like your friends from school and stuff. Because my parents never let me, because they were like, they always thought like the dad was gonna rape me, that he was gonna be like a viejo maniaco and, you know, just in the middle of the night sneak in and the worst things could happen. So that's why I feel like I never got to sleep over anybody's house, and if I honestly never did. The only person I used to just really sleep over was my cousin's house, my cousin Melly. I used to just like stay the weekend over there, or I used to stay all the time over there, and we used to make videos, and we used to just make videos. Oh, and I remember it was like when the shoutouts were in, like the Facebook shoutouts like in middle school. It was like, oh, like my status for a shout out, and we would make videos giving people shout outs. And I remember before the shout outs we would always do like a cover video. We would like be lip syncing a song. It was so weird. But I remember it was really fun. That kept my childhood alive, you know? So the only place I used to sleep over was my cousin Millie, and I used to stay over there all the time. So that was the only place where I actually got to sleep at. Who was your first love, and do you still talk to your first love? Of course I do. My first love is my husband, duh. Of course I talk to him. He's right over there sleeping. So, first movie you remember seeing? I cannot recall the first movie I ever saw, but what I could recall, the first movie that I ever saw in theaters was, I think it was the first Shrek movie. No, I don't remember if it was the first or like the third. No, I'm lying to you. It was the Shrek movie where Shrek has like little babies and they puke everywhere. That's the first movie I ever saw in theaters. And that was Melly and Fabi and everybody with like all my cousins and stuff. So that was the first movie I ever saw. I remember it was like the funnest time of my life. Okay. My first Facebook profile pic. I did make my Facebook, I think, when I was like, I don't know how old I was. Probably like 13, 14. So I'm about to look for myself. Is it a profile pic? Because I feel like profile pics that you always gotta like make sure that they're cuter than like regular pictures. Need to go to like pictures I uploaded. I hate it when people tag me on like ugly ass pictures of me. Like, don't tag me if I look ugly. Like, you want to embarrass me. This is it. Dude, let's talk about fucking Michelle's hair though. So that's me. And then that in the middle is my cousin Jose, and he was dressed as Woody. And yep, that's Michelle with her ratchet ass looking hair. Shout out to her. Oh my god, dude. If I thought my hair was a mess, look at Michelle's. Have you ever thought your hair was a mess? Look at Michelle's hair. Girl. Let's get into this. She's probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I don't care. Girl, your hair was so bad. This was my first profile picture and I look like I'm pregnant. Great. So this is Jose. That's my cousin. And then it's me. This was the day my mom got married. My parents got married. And then that's my sister Amy. And that was from school. That was my neighbor actually. From Highland. So that's all of us. And I should have worn a faja, you know? But you win some, you lose. My first grade teacher was, I remember her name was Miss Valleset, and she was the kindest person. She was the one that taught me how to read, taught me how to do everything, because she was just so cool, and she was Puerto Rican, and I remember she used to have really short hair, and for like any holiday like Christmas, New Year's, Halloween, she would always wear, and she was super tall, she would always wear like different earrings. So for like Christmas, she would wear like snowmans or like Christmas trees or snowflakes, and then for Halloween she would wear like Halloween themed earrings. So for every holiday she would have like holiday themed earrings. So I remember that was like the coolest thing, and I just used to think she was so cool. So yeah, that was my first grade teacher. Plane ride. My first plane ride was not even that long ago. Well, kinda. It was, I believe in 2013 was when I went to Mexico. And yep, that was my first time on a plane. I was so scared, but I felt like it was such a cool experience. And you see the clouds and you just feel really close to God because it's so high up, and I don't know, I felt like it was really cool. Oh my god, but I remember that time when I went to Mexico, I got the worst case of diarrhea. It was so bad because I remember I ate some hamburgers that they were not even good, but I was just trying to eat. And oh my god, the next day, like, I legit had to be running to the restroom. Like, I didn't even have time. I swear, this is a true story, I'm not lying. So I was having like the worst time, and then this is like when the fiestas were going on. So then I remember my mom was like, oh, you know, you should try and go out, so, you know, so you don't feel like shit anymore. Since I was like, dude, I just want to go home. Like, nobody wants to go out for vacation and freaking have the worst case of diarrhea, you know? So she was like, you know what, like, you should try and go out. Y si te sientes mal, just come back home. So I remember I went with my cousins. It was just like down to the church where they were selling food and festivities and all of that. So then I remember I was there, and then all I heard was like a beeping sound, like beep. And then everything started getting really blurry, and I was like, oh my god. So next thing you know, my cousins had to take me home, and then I was just crying because I didn't know what was wrong with me. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna die in Mexico, and I had just gotten a boyfriend, so I didn't want to die so young because I just had gotten a boyfriend. So yeah, that time I got the worst case of diarrhea, and then I remember I was crying, I was a mess, I just wanted to go home, and then they told me I had like this fiebre. I don't know what it was, but it was like there was something wrong with me, and then I guess from traveling you get it, and especially I had a ton of things. I felt like I had food poisoning, and then I had a fever, I had diarrhea, my bones were hurting. Oh, it was the worst time of my life. So then that was my first plane ride, and I just honestly, after that, I couldn't even enjoy myself. Like, I just wanted to come home. I don't have any broken bones, but one time well, I don't have a broken bone, but there was this one time where I was sleeping. So I was laying down, and I was actually sleeping, laying down, same thing, whatever. And then I remember my cousin came that day, and it was like a weekend, so he came really early in the morning, and he decided to jump on me, and then to like wake me up. So yeah, when I got up, like, I was fine. I was like, dude, like, what the hell? But I was good. I was fine. I was living my life. And next thing you know, like a few hours later, oh my god, my whole like shoulder felt so fucking in pain. Like, I was suffering, and I couldn't even lift up my hand. So then I had to go to the sobador, and he just kind of twisted my hand and popped it back in place. But I feel like, honestly, when it gets cold, I feel like it still hurts. So I think it's still like misplaced. Like, I feel like it pops. I don't know if you could hear, but that shit pops, and my arms jiggle. Great. So that is it for my first time tag. If you guys haven't done a first time tag, you guys really should. I had a lot of fun, and yep, that was my first times, and many more first times are gonna come.
Shout outs to DJ Empire. That's me.
Boyo, you know you need to pay me for a shout out, right?
I pay you in sex.
Dude, you are so inappropriate. Like, I'm gonna have to edit all of this out.
Love you though. Catch me outside, fool.
Say bye. Alright, bye. Alright, so that's it. I'll see you guys until my next video and see ya later.